Welcome back to Grumpy Vet Garage. In a previous video, we installed the Wagner tuning intake manifold slash intercooler on my 2021 Toyota Supra. Before installing the Wagner tuning manifold, I wanted to gather data on the stock manifold's performance. Additionally, now I've gathered information on the Wagner tuning intake manifold's performance, so now we can make a comparison. Wagner tuning provided a lot of information on the design and capabilities of the manifold. I go over that in the overview video, so if you want to review those features, go ahead and review that video. Of the many features they listed, two are really the focus of this video that I think we need to go over. The first being this manifold can provide up to 20 degrees cooling over that of the stock manifold. And the 20 degrees that they're mentioning is actually in Celsius. So they're saying that it can improve cooling in the manifold by up to 58 degrees Fahrenheit. The second item is that this manifold by itself can provide power and torque. So first I want to go over two charts that were provided by Wagner Tuning on their website to annotate some of the performance of the manifold. They note that the performance that they're characterizing in these charts were done on an A90 Supra with stage 2 MHD tuning. Nowhere can I find where they state what fuel they were using while doing these performance tests, whether or not it was pump gas or an ethanol-based fuel. The first chart I'm going to show you is they state that there is a 40% drop in pressure in the manifold in comparison to the stock manifold. I'm pausing the video here to recover this chart. The chart is showing that the Wagner tuning manifold has a 40% less pressure drop than that of the stock manifold. What's happening here is with the bottom axis going from left to right, that's showing pressure that is being pushed through the manifolds. The axis going from bottom to top is showing the mass of air flowing through the manifold. So as you can see, with the pressure being exerted to go through the manifold, the Wagner tuning manifold is flowing more air than the stock manifold. That's what this chart is showing us. I'm not really sure whether or not this lack of back pressure or lack of pressure running through the manifold, with it being free or flowing, is that where they're going to generate power? Is that going to make the turbo spool more quickly? I assume that there's going to be less pumping losses in the engine for a freer flowing intake manifold, but I'm not quite sure if the performance gains from this are actually going to be measurable. The second chart I feel is information that's a bit more straightforward. So on this chart, and I will go ahead and put it on the screen, all the temperatures on it are in Celsius. So to make it easier on us Fahrenheit individuals, I went ahead and converted everything. And I figured I'd go over that now so you can see the performance they saw. So first off, the ambient temperature they were seeing in their testing was 40.1 degrees Fahrenheit, so pretty cold. And additionally, the charge air temps from the turbo were 180.68 degrees Fahrenheit, so actually relatively low, which makes sense for the 40-degree environment coming from a turbo. So their performance comparison with the stock manifold to their Wagner tuning manifold, they had IETs with the stock manifold of 100.58 degrees Fahrenheit, and then the Wagner tuning had 70.34 degrees Fahrenheit for their air intake temperatures. This is a 30-degree Fahrenheit improvement for the Wagner tuning manifold. Kind of trying to quantify this, and you'll see my data that's coming up. I worked it out in percentages. So the stock manifold cooled the air intake temperatures by 44%, so it's 44% efficiency. And then the Wagner cooled IETs at a 61% efficiency, so that's good. So now I want to move on to data that I actually compiled. I accomplished 4 runs with the stock intake manifold, and then I accomplished 6 runs with the Wagner tuning intake manifold for comparison. All data that was done with the car, it was in sport mode. I'm taking data only from 100% throttle portions of the log, so I want to get that max effort portion of the log to see the performance of the manifold. And additionally, my car is running 93 octane pump gas, and it has a stage 2 MHD tune, just like what was being used by Wagner Tuning. So the numbers that I'm going to give you for the stock manifold are going to be the average for the stock manifold across those 4 runs. So individually, these numbers may look better or worse, but it's really going to be the totality of numbers that's really going to be important to make the comparison between the stock manifold and the Wagner Tuning manifold. So the average ambient temperature that my stock manifold run saw were 85.55 degrees Fahrenheit. The average charge air temp coming from the turbo that was seen in those 4 runs was 291.49 degrees Fahrenheit. So much hotter than what Wagner saw in their laboratory testing. And now for air intake temperatures, I'm giving a start, which is what the temperature of the manifold was on average at the beginning of a run compared to what it was at the end of the 100% throttle run. That way I can kind of give you a difference in how much the temperature rose during the run. So air intake temperatures at the start were an average of 106.75 degrees. And then at the end of the run, they had rose to an average of 125 degrees. So on average, that was a temperature climb of 18.25 degrees Fahrenheit. So the average heat rejection of the stock intake manifold was 166.49 degrees Fahrenheit, which is actually really good. Coming from air-to-air intercoolers, that much heat rejection, especially in such a small distance, is actually quite impressive. The heat reduction percentage that I was able to calculate for the stock intake manifold was 57%, which is better than the 44% that Wagner had with their stock manifold. Another piece of information that Wagner didn't pull out, but I thought was interesting for me to pull, these runs that I'm doing are, because I don't have a large area to run in, I'm doing 30 to 90 mile an hour runs. So I did those for my draggy runs to gather information on performance, but also to gather information on performance of the manifold. I did the same thing. In those runs, the car runs through 3 full gears. And in those 3 gear pulls, across the 30 to 90, I looked for the moment where I had the most ignition advance. So this might be a little subjective, but this is what I pulled. So the best average I was able to see across 6 cylinders for ignition advance on the stock manifold, the engine was advancing timing 9.52 degrees of timing. So moving on to the Wagner tuning intake and the performance I was able to gather on that, the 6 runs, the average temperature that I saw during those runs was 91.7 degrees Fahrenheit, so warmer. The charge air temperature I saw across those 6 runs was also higher at 312.42 degrees, so 312 degrees. The air intake temperature at the start of those runs on average was 115.16 degrees, and at the end of those runs it was 117.16 degrees. So the average climb of air intake temperatures from the beginning of 100% throttle pull to the end was only that of 2 degrees. The average heat rejection with the manifold was 195.26 degrees, and the efficiency calculated in percentage, so the heat reduction percentage across the average, was 63%. So now moving on to the best average timing I saw, again, 30 to 90 mile an hour runs, I was able to see timing advance of 11.25 degrees. So to summarize, we saw a 6% increase in heat reduction by using the Wagner tuning manifold. And then I think something that I really wasn't expecting was, on average, we saw 1.73 degrees more timing than we were seeing with the stock manifold. Nothing changed in the tune. The tune was able to just advance timing because the conditions were right to do so. Even though the temperatures pretty well across the board were higher than anything Wagner was showing and then anything I was able to do with the stock manifold. So with that being said, how much performance did we gain? I've been doing draggy runs 30 to 90 mile an hour to quantify the performance of the vehicle. So I went ahead and did 3 draggy runs after installing this manifold for us to compare to previous runs that we had done on the vehicle. So I'll go ahead and show that to you now. So on previous 30 to 90 mile an hour draggy runs that I had done on my car, with the most recent one being when I tuned the car on 93 octane stage 2 OTS tunes with MHD, I was able to get an average time between 3 draggy runs of 5.75 seconds, which is a huge improvement over what the vehicle was doing when it was tuned with a JB4. Now that we've installed the Wagner tuning intake manifold / intercooler, I went ahead and did another 3 draggy runs, with those times being 5.36 seconds, 5.49 seconds, and 5.5 seconds, with an average of 5.46 seconds between the 3 of them. That is 0.29 seconds faster than before with just the stage 2 OTS tune from MHD. So in short, you can feel the performance increase, and it is clearly measurable. My expectations on the manifold was that it was going to make cooler air intake temperatures, which it did, and that it may reduce some of those timing corrections that you'll see in logs with really any fuel, but I thought it would remove some of those timing corrections. Where it's exceeded my expectation is it advanced timing. It enabled a condition on 93 octane that allowed the DME to advance timing and make more power. I did not expect that there was going to be a measurable difference in power between the stock manifold and this manifold. I thought it was going to lay the base for performance upgrades. Port injection was a prime example of why I got the Manifold 2, was because I want to eventually have port injection. But I thought maybe we would see more consistent runs. I thought we would see more consistent air intake temps, and we did. But the bump in performance was felt and measured. So in short, I think the Wagner tuning manifold is great. I think it's something that you should get. I don't think it's highlighted enough that it actually is capable of making power in and of itself. I know it can suppress timing corrections, but it made power just by installing it. What I can't say is that it's so much better than an EOS manifold or a CSF manifold. I can't say that because I don't have those manifolds to compare it directly to. But what I can say, it is drastically less expensive than those manifolds. Possibly, in many cases, half the price. Granted, I'm talking 2024 money now, but it's half the price almost compared to an EOS or a CSF manifold. And the performance is great. Now, I had already heard through forums and reading people that had been doing road racing using this manifold that it was great, that it was preventing early onset heat soak, that really there's no way to stop heat soak when you're doing long runs with any manifold in this car, and it's expected. But that the bang for the buck with the Wagner or Wagner tuning manifold is just superior than the others money-wise, apples to apples. So in short, I thought this review was going to end up being positive for the Wagner tuning manifold, and it is, but even more than I thought it was going to be. So I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to Grumpy Vet Garage, liking this video, sharing this video. Additionally, we have a Grumpy Vet Garage merch store. This is a Grumpy Vet Garage shirt right here. We have Supra specific shirts as well in the merch store. Link is in the description and also on the screen. I'd also like to thank everybody that's bought something in the merch store. I really appreciate it. It's helping the channel. Well, as always, thanks for coming and seeing me in my garage. And until next time, have a good one.